Kate. Welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. Haven't subscribed? Please do. Don't forget to like and share as well. Guys, today's topic is the 3 reasons why you should not be policing the children for the covert narcissist. 3 reasons why you should not be policing the children for the covert narcissist. And 3 things you should do instead of doing that. Policing the children, guys, here I mean that you try to get the kids to call the covert narcissist, even though the covert narcissist hadn't bothered to check in on them in days and weeks, or trying to get them to come to the school teacher conference or school event or their kids game, even though they knew about it. So this is you policing the children, trying to make them do all this stuff, even the covert narcissist is not doing anything in return or bother to do anything in return. One of them is that you're going to confuse the children. And this is when the kids are younger, when they're trying to figure these people out. And they haven't figured out the covert narcissist and the behavior yet, because they eventually do figure them out. But when they're younger and they haven't figured them out, it's confusing, because while you're over here trying to fill in this gap and mend this fence and do all this stuff, carry the burden for two of you, they're over there talking to the crazy about you to the children. They have nothing good to say to the kids about you when the kids are actually around them. So it will confuse the children, because like they say, the math will not be mathing here, because they don't understand why you're trying to do or make them engage or be around the covert narcissist, or be in the around the covert narcissist, and they over here, they have nothing good to say about you. It's going to be confusing. Number 2, guys, is that the covert narcissists already blame you. They blame you for everything. They blame you for not showing up. They blame you for not coming to the teacher conference. They blame you for not calling. They find a way to blame you. And if you keep doing all this, trying to get the kids to do something that the covert narcissist is not bothering to do, with time the kids will believe, okay, I guess that's your job to remind the covert narcissist. Because they're over there saying the reason why they didn't do this and do that is because you didn't let them. You are the one that set them up. You didn't let them do this. It's your fault. So with time, the kid thinking that's your job. So when that doesn't happen, they don't show up for the game, they don't show up for the recital, none of those, they think, okay, that's probably your fault, because if somehow we have all understood that this is your job to remind them to do this. And of course, the third one, guys, is that you send the message to the children that this is somehow somebody we need to tiptoe around, somebody we need to appease, regardless of their behavior. This is somebody we need to still adjust our situation, modify ourselves for. Even though, so they're not living in the same household with you, but somehow we are still walking on eggshells around them. We are still tiptoeing around them. We are still doing whatever, around them to appease them, even though they don't really care that much, for, what we're doing on this side. That's the message you send across by doing all this stuff for the covert narcissist. Now, what you should do rather instead is to, if it's school situation, like, in my case here, he's added on all the school contact and all that stuff. So when the email is sent out from the school for any event, teacher conference, any meeting, he get the same thing. So you make sure you have something like that where, the covert narcissist gets it. So they are aware of what is going on in the school day to day. Whether they choose to engage in it or not, that is the problem. This is not where you come in to remind them, because you made sure that they have it. That is, if you're the one signing up for the school and everything, you add them on there so they get all the information, you get it. Of course, number 2 is the biggest one of here, is that you show up yourself. You show up yourself. It's the game or the recital or the concert, whatever it is the kids are doing, you show up yourself, because this sends a message to the kids, like, if you want to be there, you be there, and then the fact that they have you there. So you yourself make sure that you are there yourself, regardless of what the covert narcissist is doing. And of course, the third one is invite family and friends, that show interest. My daughter is in the band, and her aunt always want to show up because she, like her playing. So invite all these, people that really want to, come over, because it tells the kids that if you want to show up, you show up, regardless of what the covert narcissist will try to tell them eventually, or the reason why they didn't show up, why they didn't call, why they haven't seen them for weeks. You'll send a message that people that love them, people that care, people that make time, people that really want to be there for them will be there for them. That's the message that, is sent across. So don't try to fill in the gap for the covert narcissist. Don't try to, you did that while you were living with them. I know I did, where you are trying to be the buffer, you're trying to be the bridge, to connect them to children. But no, what you end up doing is having the kids think, stuff like this, at least until they figure out what exactly is going on. But as they're younger, these are the messages you're passing across. Of course, unknowingly, because you're trying to look out for the kids, but let the covert narcissist show the children who they are. Let the covert narcissist show the children who they are. Stop trying to police the kids or make the kids do what the covert narcissist is not interested in doing. Let the covert narcissist reveal themselves to the kids. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind and everything will fall into place. Please like and share.